Hi, I'm Jonathon Marc Mendes, Painted Love, and due to popular demand of my previous post, people have asked me to show them the technique that I used on the sideboard, which was washes and dry brushing. So I've mocked up a piece of furniture for you to show you how I did it. So first of all, this telephone bench, I've painted it in one coat of cocoa. Let's move that. We're going to lose this because it's nasty. You could have painted that, but it's a little bit worn out, so we're going to use it as a kneeling mat for me. So here we go. So one coat of cocoa, randomly put on, nothing perfect about the job. As you can see, there's still bits missing, but that's my first coat. You could wax this to keep this first coat on, so it doesn't, when we start adding the washes on, it could peel this layer away, but I quite like the happy accidents, so I've left it. But what you'd do, you'd paint this 2 days before you did this process, wax it, leave it to cure for a day or so, and then start putting your colour washes over the top. But I've not done that on this piece, so what we get is what we get. So let's give it a go. So first of all, I've got my brushes, Annie Sloan brushes. I'm going to have one that I'm painting with, another that I'm going to be sort of smudging it in, blending with a little chip brush, just to add some darker colours. I don't want to contaminate too much with my colours. That's another thing I'd like to say to you. A lot of my tins of paint are nearly empty. One of them's quite full, but I don't mind contaminating my paint. You don't want to do this straight from the can. You're going to contaminate each colour with another colour. So get some paper plates, a tray, put the colour into the paints, and then you can mix as you like. Don't do it straight in the can, because then when you use the can, you're going to mix it all up. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, with my painting brush, I'm going to apply water to the paint. I'm going to make a really loose, I'm using Paris grey first, so I'm putting quite a lot on, and it's really washy. As you can see, Annie Sloan paint is wonderful for this. It's water based, so you can make it quite wet. So we're going to add lots of water and paint to add some pigment over the cocoa, and I'm just randomly putting it on quite wet. And this is why I'm doing it on the lawn. You don't want to be doing this in your house, even though all of Annie's paints, as I said, it's water based, it will wash off your floors if you get it on there. I'm not going to do the whole piece, I'm just going to show you. So I'm applying water to my brush, taking it out, and then into the paint, so it's really runny, straight over the other colour. Cocoa's quite people think of it as brown, but it's quite a warm brown, more like a hot chocolate colour. Just want to take as much of that out as we can. There we go. And then what I'm going to do, I want you to think of a piece of stone or something that's been weathered. We're going to add darker pigments in areas that if it was out in the weather, it would naturally be worn. So I'm using Annie Sloan olive. I'll just wet that down a little bit. And I'm going to apply this. This is quite strong colour, but I'm going to apply it to some detailed areas, just randomly into those grooves first. So the weather would perhaps get it in the grooves, along the bottom, around this leg. There's no rhyme or reason to it, just be brave, bold and brave, because the beauty of Annie's paint, if you make a mistake, you just go over it. And quite often I start off with one thing and end up with another, and that's fine. It's not the process, it's the end result. So we're adding plenty of this. See, I'm going a little bit thicker with that in that area. I'm being quite quick because I'm in the garden and it's really warm today. here in Lincolnshire, so it's drying very quick. So you want to work quick, maybe work in small proportions and move on to the next side. It really does look a mess, but it won't, I promise you. So we're going to move on to another colour. I'm going to use a bit of Versailles. I've gone back to my other brush, my big brush, the same colour that I used with the Paris Grey. Again, don't do this until you can because you'll contaminate it. But I'm going to apply randomly over that. In random strokes. Add some to the side. A little bit of olive in there because I didn't do that. Right into that corner because that's where it'd get weathered, wouldn't it? Into the corner. Right, so now I'm taking my dry brush and I'm going to use this to try and merge and blend the colours together. So I'm just randomly, a little bit like you do with your dry brushing, that's why I said dry brushing, just spread them and merge them together. You will get a bit of the cocoa coming back, little bits of wood, look, if you wet distress. I may go back over that. So different brush strokes, different directions, keep the paint moving. Like this. I mean, Annie's products are so wonderful. You can work with them straight out the can, get a flat finish, or you can blend like this. Why not blend? Give it some dimension, give it some texture. Add in a bit more of the strong colour. That was nearly neat paint straight out the can. Don't be worried, don't be frightened of it. Give it some style, depth, character. Flat colours are lovely, maybe on modern projects, but when you want to add a bit of character, they work just as well like this as well. So that's partly done. Looks a little messy, but what I will probably do is allow this to dry a little. Blend that in. And then do this process again. Build up your colours. When you add water, what it will do, it will reveal the other colours from underneath. It will loosen the paint. And then as it dries, you'll be able to wax it, and it'll be interesting when you wax it. What happens, interestingly, the colours kind of pop out in a different way. Sometimes you think, oh gosh, I've left a big area of dark, I'm not too sure about that. Once you've waxed it, I immediately went over mine and blended that in with a lighter colour again. So don't be fearful of that. Keep on working on your piece, build up the colour and add texture to it and depth. But this is all I really did on that other cabinet that you'll all have seen. I will carry on with this process and I will finish and complete this. So you can see, you may see areas that you'll remember. So if we come in close, I'll add some more dark here. So I'll leave it in these areas so you can remember. I'll take a picture of this area. So this was the build-up of some of the olive in there. So it's worn. I'll try and let them be shown when you, because it really is difficult to show in a short period of time, but this is how I did it. So blend them in. All you want to do is not get trickles and runs, just literally patches of blended loveliness. A bit more on these corners. we go. And I'll keep on working. What I want this piece to be, I'll go back probably with the Paris grey, build up some more tone, let the dark olives sit in the depth of the colour and bring out the lightness to the surface. So we'll build up the colours slowly, and you'll see that once it's all completed, it just has its own life. So you'll see how it becomes... Hello, Sonny. This is my baby boy. He's come to say hello. He'll probably jump on the paint in a minute because that's what he likes to do. But you'll see how it literally comes to life. So that's how I did it. I will post pictures of the end result, as I usually do. Any questions, I'll always answer them. So message me. Give this a go. Try. Be brave. Be bold. Use Annie's paints the way she intended them to be used. These are decorative paints for furniture, so that's what you need to be. Decorative. Be brave. I will have an announcement to make next week. Quite excited to announce. And a beautiful project that I've been holding back to share with you. It's probably not everybody's cup of tea, but I wanted to save it for this announcement, and you'll see it in its glory next week. And also remember to go to the top of the page. If you've got any friends that might enjoy seeing these things, go to the invite friends button and press invite button, and then invite anyone that you may think that will love Painted Love. So thank you once again. I always enjoy doing my video tutorials, and I hope you do, and I will see you next time.